Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eastwood for Life Fan, back with a new update. And this is movie pickups update for the month of July 2022. A lot later than I originally planned to have put this video out, but sometimes in life we can be extremely busy. Some of you off YouTube that I know actually do know that I am training for a upcoming sports event which is going to be happening at the weekend. So I've been hard at it in that part, trying to get myself in the best shape as possible, and that's the reason why I haven't put out more regular content on the channel. But we will do more content in the next couple of weeks, that is for sure. So yeah, these are the movies that I have picked up, Blu-rays, the odd DVD and 4K titles. The first four movies are actually four James Caan movies, who legendary actor who passed away in late July, known for his legendary role in the Godfather movie as Sonny Corleone. He died at the age of 82 years of age. Also made some great movies like Misery, Rollerball and Thief. But this one, this is an American release actually. As far as I know, is the only release of this on Blu-ray. An American release, region free, and this is a TV movie that he made in the early 1970s with a young Billy Dee Williams. Billy Dee Williams, more known with his famous moustache in the Star Wars movies as Lando. And this is a TV movie, Brian's Song, one I haven't seen for many years, about two young American pro football players, who room together, and then one gets badly injured and gets taken ill. Brian's Song, region 3. And the next movie is actually a World War II movie that I thought I had in my collection. One from the late 1970s, directed by Richard Attenborough, A Bridge Too Far. Stacks of great stars in this movie. James Caan is in this movie, as well as Michael Caine, Sean Connery, Anthony Hopkins, for kind of the British soldiers. And then you get the likes of Gene Hackman, Robert Redford and Ryan O'Neal in this epic war movie. I think this was a long, must be close to the 3-hour mark, but one that used to be on UK TV a lot back in the day, one I haven't seen for quite a few years, A Bridge Too Far. The next James Caan movie is one I've always wanted to check out, which was released in the late 1980s, Alien Nation. And after the movie, they did have a TV series of Alien Nation. James Caan in this movie with the reliable Terence, it's not him there, the reliable Terence Stamp as the main villain. Pretty enjoyable action cop buddy sci-fi movie where James Caan, his partner gets killed in during a robbery, and killed by a alien. Actually, the society that they're living in now, it's combined with aliens and human beings. Aliens known as the newcomers, and his cop gets killed, and James Caan, he wants to go after the gang of newcomers, and with the help of a alien cop. And it's actually a pretty decent action movie, and it leads into a kind of more of a sometimes comedic cop buddy movie, Alien Nation. And this is the 101 Films UK release, which you can pick up for a pretty cheap price. But yeah, decent storyline in this one, Alien Nation. And the last James Caan movie is one that sparked my interest that I've never seen before. This is Honeymoon in Vegas, with also Nicolas Cage, and this one's kind of like a comedy drama. A young couple are supposed to get married in Vegas, but then something occurs, and yeah, basically, I think Nicolas Cage, he loses in a kind of a poker game or gambling, and then James Caan, he wants to spend the weekend with his soon wife to be. But yeah, honeymoon in Vegas, guys. If you've seen this one, let me know what I'm in for. One James Caan movie that I haven't seen from his career. So that's all James Caan movies there. May he rest in peace, and a great actor he was. Next 3 titles are CEX pickups, which are always worth checking if there's anything decent to get for quite cheap prices. This one, The Deep, from the late 1970s, a Peter Yates movie. Peter Yates is the director who made the classic Steve McQueen movie Bullet. This one I remembered enjoying, watching this one back in the day on TV. This one's about a young couple while on holiday in Bermuda. They discover a secret cargo of a World War II shipwreck, and the couple is played by Nick Nolte and Jacqueline Bisset. Also, you get Robert Shaw in this movie, and this is the 101 Films UK release, kind of like an underwater drama. Comes with the booklet, and also in this movie you do get Lou Gossett Jr. and Eli Wallach, but mainly wanted to get the movie because I had a bit of a crush on Jacqueline Bisset, who was also in Bullet back in the late 1960s. But yeah, as I remember, this one is a decent movie. So yeah, underwater drama, filmed after the first Jaws movie, The Deep. Wanted to upgrade this movie onto Blu-ray, Jackie Brown, which I saw, what was it, about a year ago or so, and this was always the Tarantino movie that wasn't one of my favourites, and much enjoyed this one on repeated viewings. Great cast, this one. This is the 3rd Tarantino movie. Pam Grier, who plays a flight attendant who gets caught by the FBI, and then she's under pressure to kind of turn informant against her dealer who she works for. But yeah, great cast. You get also Samuel L. Jackson, who plays a dealer, Robert Forster, Bridget Fonda, Michael Keaton, and Robert De Niro, who was hilarious in this movie, Jackie Brown. And the last CX pick was Swordfish, which I thought I had this one, and this was a very good crime action thriller from early 2000. Great cast of John Travolta, Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, the gorgeous Halle Berry, and Don Cheadle. Yeah, I always remembered enjoying this one. Probably one of my favourite John Travolta movies, this one, Swordfish. On to some Marvel pickups, and wanted to pick up the remake of The Punisher, the first Punisher movie, which came out in the 1980s, starring Dolph Lundgren. But this one from I think this was early 2000, starring Tom Jane and John Travolta again. And John Travolta played a very good villain in this one. Yeah, I remembered not going into this movie with high expectations, and actually really enjoying this one. And this one I think was actually more violent than the previous movie. I mean, guys, yeah, let me know which is your favourite Punisher movie. I know they did do a 3rd one, but yeah, I always thought this one was a little bit underrated. Was an underrated one, and yeah, look forward to revisiting this movie, as I've been on a bit of a Punisher kick after watching season 2 of Daredevil. So I wanted to pick up the first season of The Punisher, which is a Netflix exclusive, and yeah, the character of The Punisher, he gets introduced into season 2 of Daredevil, played by John Berthindale. and no official release on these seasons, which is a real shame, because The Punisher has a great cult following among Marvel fans, and yeah, I really do like the actor John Burkendale, and I think he's probably my favourite actor who's ever played the role of Frank Castle. So guys, let me know who your favourite actor who's played the Punisher. Look forward to hearing your opinions. And with that, I also picked up season 2 of The Punisher, and I do know that Daredevil is going to get a new season on the kind of Disney Plus. Not sure if The Punisher, a new season of The Punisher and Jessica Jones, where there could be possibilities of reviving those series again. And probably the big question is, would they tone down the violence? Because the Punisher as a character in Daredevil is a highly violent character, as I'm expecting to see in the first 2 seasons of The Punisher, which I now have. The next 4 movies are Arnold Schwarzenegger movies that I've been thinking about picking up and adding to the collection, and they are early Arnold Schwarzenegger. This one from the mid 1970s, before Arnie really hit the big time in the 80s and 90s as one of the world's leading action stars. This is Stay Hungry, which is kind of like a comedy drama that he featured in with Jeff Bridges and Sally Field, and this is the US release. This one's based on a novel from the early 70s. I have seen this one on TV many years ago, and actually Arnie did get a Golden Globe for Best Acting Debut in a motion picture for this role, believe it or not. Stay Hungry. And then Arnie's next movie or documentary really did put him out there on the scene. This is a kind of like a movie documentary. This is Pumping Iron. Arnie Schwarzenegger is trying to win his 6th Mr. Olympia title as he's going up against the big young threat of Lou Ferrigno. And yeah, I mean, for those who haven't seen this and not a fan of bodybuilding, it's quite comedic and it's pretty interesting, because it really did put bodybuilding on the map as a sporting pastime out there, you know, worldwide. And yeah, a very popular cult documentary of Pumping Iron, and Arnold definitely showed a lot of personality, which I think a lot of people took from this and wanted to develop him into a popular movie star. So Pumping Iron, and this is there's only 2 releases of this Pumping Iron documentary. It's either the Australian release or a German release, and they can be pretty expensive, but I did get this one off an eBay seller for a generous price. Glad to get this one for the Arnold Schwarzenegger collection. And the only DVD is only available on DVD. This is Cactus Jack from the late 1970s. Yeah, comedy western starring Kirk Douglas and Anne Margaret. Yeah, it's a silly kind of cartoon-like western, this one. As a movie actor, you've got to start from somewhere. Also known as the villain, this one, and I always remembered enjoying watching this before I became an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. Cactus Jack, as this one always used to be on TV in the UK back in the day. On to the 4K titles. New release from Zavvi, the Zavvi 4K steelbook of Red Sonja, movie from the mid 1980s, directed by Richard Fleischer. Starring Bridget Nielsen and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who kind of takes a backward step. He's not the main lead in this. It's Bridget Nielsen, who plays a kind of red-haired fearless warrior who goes after the the killers who killed her entire family, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger, he helps her along the way. Yeah, it's not as good as the Conan movies, the Barbarian or the Destroyer, but if one's an Arnold fan, you've got to pick this up. Do like that artwork, and it does come with a poster, and you get 2 discs, Blu-ray and the 4K. Nice to have 2 different bits of artwork, and the poster, which is a nice one for a change, and Bridget Nielsen there, and Arnold Schwarzenegger there. So there you have the Red Sonja 4K Xavi Steelbook. The next movie is another Arrow Video Collector's Edition of the Dario Argento movies, which they've released several. The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, which still remains one of my favourites that he did. Deep Red, and also the Cat O' Tails. And I think there's 2 designs of this collector's set. I think this one's the original artwork version. As always with Arrow, you always get stacks of features. You get a poster, booklet, and movie cards. Gone for the Japanese shot there, and you get the 3 discs. Obviously, various cuts of the movie. This one, as with most Italian giallo movies, there's a serial killer on the loose that is killing off, murdering people that are associated with an American writer in Rome. And just make sure that none of these are nude photos. And you get the booklet. There is also a U.S. Synapse release of this. No doubt there'll be more Dario Argento movies coming out on Arrow Video. Very popular genre of movies for Arrow Video. Also starring Giuliano Gemma, spaghetti western actor who made his name in the 60s. Yeah, guys, let me know what you think of Tenebrae. It's actually a Argento movie that I've yet to check out, but like I say, I've picked up the other 3, and these are collector's editions from Arrow Video. And the next one, a gangster classic that I couldn't wait to pick up, and I'll do a separate video on this, the Brian De Palma's gangster classic from the late 1980s, The Untouchables, starring Kevin Costner, Andy Garcia, Robert De Niro, and Sean Connery, who won the Best Supporting Academy Award as they try to bring down Al Capone, Elliot Ness, and his team. And this one comes with movie cards and posters and many other little bits and pieces. But yeah, looking forward to opening this up in a video, separate video, because it's one I've been looking forward to. The Untouchables, a kind of a gangster movie classic that kind of gets forgotten about compared to some of the big ones like The Godfather, Scarface, and Goodfellas, but it's a great one, and it does have a beautiful score by Ennio Morricone. And the last pickup is the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom 4K Steelbook, which I'm happy that they're going to release all 4 of them, because I did have the previous 4K release, not the Steelbooks, but kind of like the box set, which I was hugely disappointed. This is the sequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark, directed by Steven Spielberg, and the first Indiana Jones movie that I watched as a teenager. Indiana Jones with a sidekick, Short Round, and nightclub singer Willie Scott. They end up in India as they're trying to locate a valuable rock, and they end up in a small village in India. Great adventure movie, this one, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Definitely will be pre-ordering the other two movies, and it does come with a poster, another original poster of Harrison Ford in one of his most iconic roles. Yeah, much better releases for the Indiana Jones movies, in my opinion, for us movie collectors and big fans of the franchise. Not too sure how the fifth movie is going to pan out, but we should have to wait and see. So guys, there are all the movies I picked up from July 2022. Sorry that a little bit late in putting out this video. Hoping all of you in YouTube land are healthy and well, collecting plenty of movies and talking about movies. And yeah, guys, till the next video, stay healthy and well, take care, and look out for more upcoming content from Eastwood for Life fan. Take care.
Go ahead, make my day.